out of a demonic character. It's true. It's true about every single human being. You think you have one? No, you will never defeat your demonic side until you are risen into the spirit. And a lot of us have not yet found out or experienced that in totality. As my friend grew to love himself to the degree to where he let go of the use of drugs and he faced himself. And the more he grew to love himself, gave him the power to let go. To let go. The point of withdrawal, you're resistant because you're still struggling with the effects of it. But you love yourself enough to suffer through it until the resistance is no more. But when you go back out, now you're dealing with temptation. Now you're dealing with the entity of temptation. What are you going to do? Are you going to resist it? Resist what? Going back to use drugs? Fear and all those things? No. If you resist, it means you're still connected to it. You're trying to run from it. You need to grow to understand it. Understand its intentions and its effects and move forward. That's how you conquer it. You conquer it with the love of self. You conquer it with self-love. That's how it's conquered. My friend loved himself. And that's the reason why he survived and he lives this day. In the event of my previous video, I was saying that we all have a dark side, which is very true. The footage that I put before this came from the movie I was referring to called Legend. And as I said before, despite of where the information was coming from, I said that this information was true. And of course, people who are in doubt, you might as well say, or in denial, were asserting that no, that's true for you, but not true for me, and thus and so. But what a lot of people fail to understand, as I said before, each and every single human being has a good side and an evil side. It's the way that we were created. It's the way that we were spoken into existence by a creator whom carried both inside of its very essence, good and evil. So the worst thing that you can do when you come upon a situation like this or a conversation as such is never deny it. Because when you deny it, denying your evil side doesn't do anything but give power, to evil. I'll put it like this. To deny your dark side gives power to the evil within you, because you're rejecting, well, not rejecting it, you're denying that it even exists. I always say embrace it for the sake of learning how to reject it in order for you to understand of how to let it go. Embrace, learn of it, reject it, not deny it. You have to deny it because it's the reality. But you still am able to reject it and its suggestions and its intentions once you understand it. And then you're able to let go of it. But it doesn't imply that it's completely gone, because it is a part of you. It's related to you. This is one of the reasons why the demonistic character said, you can never defeat me. I'm always going to be here because I'm a part of you all. So you can never defeat me. We are brothers eternal. Therefore, we are related. The biggest mistake is religion has taught the human being in the human family that this demonistic theological creation exists outside of ourselves. When it doesn't, it exists in every single one of us. And unless you accept that, admit that, and embrace that as a fact of yourself, then you will learn how to reject it. And we do that every day, even at our jobs, when we bump into situations, when we come upon situations and people in general. And these people try to provoke things, and they try to incite you to think in a certain manner with hope for you to either say something violent or do something physically violent. But you reject it and you say, I'm not losing my job over this. I'm just going to ignore this person. This person is a reality. This person is trying to get me to lose myself. So I'm not going to deny that this person is trying to destroy me. I'm just going to reject what they're trying to do to me. And I'm not going to hold on to it because it's going to only trouble me. I'm just going to let this go and move forward. We all have that side of ourselves. And the most dangerous thing that any human being can do is deny it. This is how you become what is called a narcissist. Because one of the worst things that you can say of yourself in this human journey is there is nothing wrong with me. Now, that doesn't imply that it's something wrong with you in terms of your everyday existence and function. However, it is to admit that there is a part of myself that is evil and there is a part of myself that is good. It's the whole yin and yang principle. This is one of the primary reasons why you have to have intelligence. Wisdom and intelligence is what cultivates self-control, and it is what maintains self-control. So what do you mean by self-control? It is the control of self. So the biggest challenge is ourselves. It's not primarily what people say or do to us. It is how we choose to respond to it or react to it. Physically, we can respond to it intellectually, or we can react to it physically. People get upset. And the reason why you're upset is because you're in denial. And that's understood. And being in denial is a huge form of ill responsibility. You have to accept that you have an evil side to yourself. I mean, how can you study religion or study the word and it says, I created peace and I created war. I created good and I created evil. I, the Lord, created all of these things. I've created all of these things. Now, due to the fact that I've created all of these things in your midst, and not only did I create all of these things in your midst, these things are in your midst because I've created all human beings with these righteous and irrighteous principles and potentials inside of every single human being. This is one of the reasons why the world is in the shape that it's in. This is also the reason why I always say, Yeshua told us to go and sin no more. This is also the reason why we are given a choice in terms of the book of Revelation regarding prophecy, to where it says, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and turn from their wicked ways, then I'll hear from heaven and I'll heal the land. Heal the land from what? What is written in the book of Revelation of the world going into darkness, because we as human beings remain in the darkness of ourselves. It is we who are taking the world into darkness because of the evils within ourselves that we are constantly in denial of. Humble yourselves and decide to turn from our wicked ways. Honestly, only then will the Creator acknowledge us from above, forgive our sins, and heal the land. It's really simple. You know, I hear a lot of you in my emails, they say, you pretty much say the same thing a whole lot in your videos. Well, you know, these are the fundamentals of the teachings that Yeshua had gave us, and these are very fundamental, you might as well say default humanitarian characteristics that we all have ourselves. You know, these are very basic things, very basic. And what he was pointing out to us primarily is the Creator has already given us what we need in order to make ourselves better human beings, that we may be able to make the world a better place to exist. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. You know, I've sat with people and they go over a whole lot of areas in the Bible where they say, you know, these are the fake Jews. You know, look, if that's what you're into, fine. But I would rather discuss and study the fundamentals of righteous human behavior, and that way we don't get caught up in this knowledge of good and evil and going back and forth with one another, forgetting the fundamentals of humanity on how we treat one another and therefore ourselves. To deny your dark side gives power to the evil within. I'm not in denial. And the only way that things will get better, you have to embrace it. You have to not deny it. You have to accept this is who and what I am. This is the way that I was created. And when you say that, you're not blaming the Creator for creating you in such a way, you're not denying that you were in fact created as such. And so you have really no choice but to learn of who and what you are and decide which one of those entities, those dual entities within you and myself that we feel more comfortable utilizing in our everyday life. It's really that simple. It's not complicated. So it's not that we're separated by way of race and religion. That's all an illusion, and that's always been the most deadliest form of propaganda. We're separated based upon our moral standards. We have a lot of people on the planet who wants to utilize their dark side and their evil and create a world full of chaos. And that's becoming the majority. And you have a group of people who would rather exercise and demonstrate otherwise for the sake of peace. So the war is always going to be within ourselves. And unless we conquer the evil within ourselves, then the world is going into darkness. And this is not going to end up too well. But with all of this being said, I just wanted to address this real quick because I really have to lay down because it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning, but I wanted to address this real quick. I may go over this again, I don't know. But as I said before, you shouldn't deny it. Don't deny it. Because denying your dark side, it only gives power to the evil within. Embrace it for the sake of learning how to reject it. And once you learn how to reject it, you analyze it. Know the effects of it, know the intentions of it. And understand if it's beneficial to you or not. And if it's not beneficial to you, then just let it go and move forward. It's just that simple. It's not complicated. It is the study of self, the love of self. That's pretty much all it is. Everyone have a good night. I am exhausted. Have a good night.